How's it going, everybody? Tom here with Keto Lifestyle, and today I'm bringing you another episode of my Keto for Beginners series. And today we're kind of just going to cover the staples, the things that you really just will need all the time when you're on keto. These are things that I find that as soon as I run out of, I go and buy, and I'm always using or always seeing in recipes when I'm on keto. So we're going to start with the things that are kind of dry ingredients, your pantry staples. And a lot of these things are kind of like fat items. So over here, I've got MCT oil. Now, a bottle this size will last me a year or two, but this kind of goes in your bulletproof coffee. Some people will cook with it, but mostly it's used for like keto coffee. So this is definitely something good to pick up if you need to get your fats up. Next thing for me is olive oil. Some people use it, some people don't. I find that I enjoy cooking with olive oil a lot better if I'm, searing a steak in a pan or something like that. Olive oil just always seems to be needed. Next on my list of oils is coconut oil. You really can't do keto without coconut oil. Now this is good for bulletproof coffee, keto coffee, whatever you want to call it, and it's good for cooking, anything like that. I've actually fried potato chips in coconut oil. Actually, I'll link the video for my keto potato chips in the card right now. Now we're going to get to some of like the nut products. So we have macadamia nuts. Now these are probably one of the best nuts on keto as they're low carb and they're very high in fat. They are a little bit expensive, so buying in little packages like this might not be the best option. Your best option might be to go to like the health food section of your store and buy them by the pound, which they come in about like $12, $13 a pound. And then almond butter. Now I grind my own almond butter because I tend to find that there's lower carbs because a lot of the stuff you buy in the jars has sugar in it. But grinding your own almond butter is a good option, and I do tend to snack on this, put it in, smoothies, things like that. So now we're going to get to some of the drinks and things like that that I typically find myself using a lot of. So if you guys have been on my channel for very long, you'll know that I'm a big fan of ZipFizz. I drink one of these every day, and it has about almost 1,000 milligrams of potassium in it, which is one of those electrolytes that you really need on keto, and it's kind of hard to come by. It's in avocados, but I don't like eating those all the time, and I find that they go bad pretty quickly on me. The next thing in terms of drinks is Keto Meal. This is something that I recently got into, and it's starting to become a staple. I typically drink one of these a day for lunch, and it's awesome. Now, Keto Meal was awesome enough to provide me with a discount code for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen right here. And it's going to link it in the description. Unfortunately, ZipFizz did not provide me with any sort of discount code, but American Metabolics, the guys who made Keto Meal, did get me one, so that'll get you guys 10% off if you want to try this. As far as drinks go as well, black tea is also one of my staples. I probably drink a pot or two of this a day. No carbs in here. Watch the teas though, because some of the blends may have other ingredients that will have carbs in them. And of course, coffee. Again, bulletproof coffee, keto coffee. This is just going to be a staple for you. So now we're getting into more of the baking type stuff. And when you're on keto, obviously flour is a no-go. So when you're looking at like keto recipes for cake, cookies, things like that, I'll link a recipe to some of my cookies in the card right now. But you're going to need almond flour and coconut flour for most of those things. I typically buy mine at Sam's Club because it's a lot cheaper, but you can get it on Amazon, places like that. Another thing that may be a staple for you if you like pasta dishes, rice dishes, is this like skinny pasta. There's Miracle Noodles, Miracle Rice, there's a bunch of brands, but you're basically looking for a pasta alternative. My favorite is actually skinny pasta. This is the rice-shaped version, which actually when you open it up and drain it, you'll notice it's kind of just their spaghetti shape that they've chopped up. In any case, this is pretty good for making stir fries or anything that you'd normally serve with rice. So now we're going to get to your kind of perishable items, the quick go-to kind of staples. Eggs are huge on the keto diet, and you'll kind of learn to love them and learn to eat a lot of them because they're a great source of fat and protein, and they're actually a complete protein, which means they contain all the amino acids. That might be a little bit out of scope for this video, but just bear in mind that eggs are a phenomenal source of protein and fat. Next thing is cream cheese. This is kind of in a lot of recipes as well. Sometimes you'll just eat it like with jalapeno peppers, anything like that. A lot of baking, like fathead dough when you're making keto pizza, has cream cheese in it. So just kind of try to keep this on hand if you can. Same thing goes for heavy whipping cream. This will go in your keto coffee, but also when I'm cooking, I find myself using it a lot when I'm making like a cheese to put on broccoli or things like that, I tend to go through, one of these a week of heavy cream. Along with that, also butter. Again, this will go in your keto coffee, but also when you're cooking. If you're having trouble getting your fats up, cooking things in butter is just a phenomenal way to get your fats up, and it does taste pretty good. Now, we're gonna go to the bacon. Now, this is one of like the big selling points of the keto diet for a lot of people is, oh, you can have a bunch of bacon. Now, that's true to some degree, but bacon is definitely something that I keep on hand. I might have 2, 3, 4 slices a day, whatever I need my macros. But in terms of fat and protein, it's great, and there's obviously no carbs in it because it is a meat. Also, the meats that I keep on hand would be like 80-20 ground beef. I buy this in bulk and then I section it off into 1 pound bags. That's because there's 2 of us here on keto, so 8 ounces each is usually a pretty good portion for a meal. To go along with kind of your dairy products, I guess I missed this one a minute ago, is cheese. It doesn't matter what kind of cheese you have. I usually buy in bulk from Sam's Club. I usually stock cheddar and mozzarella, but you're gonna need cheese. It's a great way to get your fats up. It's pretty low in carb and pretty low in protein. So that's just one of those things that everything you make, including like your breads, your doughs, things like that, are gonna have cheese in it. Plus, it's good just kind of sprinkle on top of your eggs in the morning. And the last thing is vegetables. Yes, you do eat vegetables on the keto diet. I really like these steam bags because they go in the microwave for like 6 minutes and everything's good to go. I usually stock these in broccoli and cauliflower, and then my fresh vegetables are usually things like asparagus and spinach. But here's 20 things that I think you really should look at purchasing when you're first starting keto. This is obviously not like an all-inclusive list, but this should get you started. So with that, I'm gonna close out this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. It really does help me out a lot. If you actually wanna share this video to somebody you know that's just starting keto, that'd be great too. If you wanna leave it a like if you like the video, and if you have any questions, comments, maybe something I missed, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll be happy to respond to you guys. So with that, I'll see you in the next one.